So, I'm doing this video with a heavy message on my heart. And if you read by the title or the caption, because I don't know where I'm going to post this yet, but this is for all the smokers out there. I guess I'll start by saying this. I've been around many smokers. For those who don't know what I'm talking about by now, I'm talking about the herb, the plant. And it's a very touchy subject for me because, don't get me wrong, smokers, they're great. Stoners, they're fun to be around, they're chill, all the nice stuff. I could chill with them, yeah. But the issue comes when the smokers come off that high. That's my trigger. And if you've never been around a stoner or a person that smokes a lot and they come off that high, it's a whole different story. It's a whole different experience. Same as it is with alcohol, people who come off alcohol or, don't get that hit of dopamine or whatever from food or whatever addiction or craving they try to satisfy. Same thing, essentially. I feel like when you're under the influence of the herb or alcohol or any other substance that makes you feel some type of way, any substance that fills that happiness hole that you have for the moment, once you come off that, you're gonna be a completely different person. You're gonna want to go back to that same high, to that same place of happiness. And I remember early on when I've first been around this stuff, people were saying, oh, you can't get addicted to it. Oh, there's no negative effects of smoking marijuana. But I'm here to tell you that there really is. And it's just like with any other addiction, a food addiction, alcohol addiction, it's something you can get hooked on. Maybe not the substance itself, but the feeling that substance gives you. And that's the main thing, the main issue. Which is why it's very important to moderate. It's important to moderate yourself. And really, really know your limits. For me, here's how I know my limits. If ever I get a feeling, a craving, that I really, really want something, for example, let's say food. I'm really craving this cookie. I want to go get me a donut, but I know I'm trying to, I have goals that don't align, health goals that don't align with getting that donut. I know right then and there I need to change something. Because I'm now forming a dependency, an addiction in a way to that food. And it's not going to get me anywhere but to where I don't want to be. It's not going to make me, it may make me feel better in the moment, but in the long run, the more I keep, going out, making that decision to get that donut, eventually I'm going to start gaining weight. Eventually I'm going to start getting diabetes, if that's associated with sugar, I think. But eventually I'm going to start getting all these health problems if I keep, deciding to act on that habit. And it's the same with smokers. It's the same with people that drink. And of course, the more you have, the more you're going to need to get that same high. So where does it end? Where does that addiction end? Where does that cycle end? Well, it ends with you. It has to end with you. And believe me when I tell you, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to start this habit. It's not worth it to be in a cycle where after you come off that high and say, for example, somebody makes you upset or angry or is really trying your patience, you're probably gonna be like, I need to smoke. I need to smoke. I'm stressed. I need to smoke. I'm upset. I need to smoke. Or I can't sleep. I need to smoke. And instead of handling those issues in a better way, in a more natural way, in a I guess with a better coping mechanism, a healthier habit, like maybe waking up early in the morning. If you can't sleep, waking up early in the morning and just staying awake until the night, until you can go to sleep. Or if somebody makes you upset, instead of going for that smoke, somebody's testing your patience, instead of going for that smoke when you feel stress, just get out in nature. Like, I mean, if it's not nature, find something healthier that can substitute for that habit, that bad habit, something that'll benefit your body. So maybe it's working out. Maybe it's working out for you. Working out can do that. But for me personally, when I get upset, when I feel stressed, when I feel like my mind is scattered, when I feel overwhelmed, I'm out here in nature. I'm out here chilling with the trees, the birds, and the bees. This is my safe haven. This is my sanctuary. This is where I clear my head. Nature is just my high. Nature is my high. That's my natural high, my healthy habit. I'm out here, when the sun is out, I'm getting a little sun. I'm getting some oxygen that I wouldn't normally get circulating around in the house. I'm out interacting with not only nature but people sometimes, building confidence at the same time, a little bit, little by little. Nature is my high. This is my high. And especially when I'm around water, it's like something relaxing, calming about it. Like this is where I get all of my answers to any of the stresses I have. I know this to be a fact because I've been in the house for far too long because I've had an injury. I had an injury, shoulder injury, to where I had to just chill in the house for like a couple months. I was in the house, not really going out, just laying down in a room, an enclosed area. And eventually, I started to, my emotional health started to decline. My physical health, I'm sure, started to decline. My eating habits got bad. My sleeping habits got bad. Anything that you can think of that went bad, most likely went bad. Like my mental, my physical, definitely my spiritual, all of it went bad. But a couple of days ago, maybe a few days ago, when I finally come out here and I'm in nature, I may have came out here initially when I felt upset or angry. Yeah, the whole time I was out here, I was. But maybe like a day or so later, I felt completely different. Been out here in nature for a few hours, and a day later, I felt completely different. A day or two. I just overall felt better. I felt like I could think better. I felt like I was making better decisions. I felt like I started caring about my health more. Like all of this naturally came with just one visit out in nature. And whatever nature is for you, nature could be equivalent to you going to the gym. It could be equivalent to you playing a sport, playing, I don't know, some mind games, logic games, anything to help you relax, any healthy habit that just betters you in some way, mentally or physically. That, you will feel way better in the long run by doing that quick high, that temporary high that you have to constantly build up on just to get the same effect, you will feel much better than that. I can assure you, 100%, in the long run. Like, it may be difficult at first, especially for heavy smokers, but I mean, it's worth it, in my opinion. I really do think it's worth it. I encourage everyone to get out in nature if they can, get out in the sun, and just see what happens. Because, like, it opens you up to a lot of things. It really does, without you even knowing. It may even feel better, who knows. It may take time, but it's definitely possible and it's definitely worth it, I can tell you. So, I'm not telling you this to dictate your life. I'm not telling you this because I think I'm better than anyone. I'm telling you out of the love and kindness in my heart. I'm telling you as a brother to sister, as sister to sister. I'm telling you as family member to family member, as friend to friend, as someone I hold close. Because it's not pretty to be hooked on that stuff. It's not pretty to be hooked on anything, any type of substance, whether it be food, alcohol, or whatever. It's just, I've seen what it can do to people, all of those things. It's just not okay. It's not okay. And even though I may do some in moderation, major emphasis on the moderation, I know when to stop. Okay? I know when I need to stop. I can stop. I know when it becomes a problem in my life. And I know how to say no. I can say no. Like, if I know I've been eating bad, and I know I've been gaining a little more weight than I wanted to put on, gaining a little more fat in particular, I know how to say no. I stop. I can discipline myself for a period of time to stop. So, like I said, know your limits. And please, please, please stop while you're ahead. After watching this video, if you've made it this far, you're already ahead. So stop while you're ahead, please. Like, I am literally begging you, for real, because this is like, it's something I've personally experienced multiple times, and it's just, it all turns out the same. It's not, the after effects is just not worth it. It's not good to be around. It's not good to hang around. In the moment, yes, it's fun. You're having a good time. You're chilling. Great. But afterwards, nobody wants to be there for the after party, the after effects, where people is throwing up or is angry all the freaking time, or just sending out all sorts of negative energy into the universe. Like, don't nobody want to be around that. And I sure as hell don't. I really don't. Because I've been around negativity, like, for the majority of my life. So it's not good. It just messes with your entire aura. But please, for the sake of your health, for the sake of your mental, for the long run, please find another healthy habit to do instead of always needing to take that smoke break or even wanting to do it. Instead of doing that, try substituting it every now and again. I don't know. Now, I'm not saying you have to completely stop, okay? Because everything in moderation is fine. Complete moderation, as long as you know how to stop. If you know how to stop, you good. If you can stop, you good. Now, there's a difference between having the ability to stop and actually stopping. Now, there's people out there who know that they can stop, but just won't stop. I've been there. I've had a few things, few sips, too many. I knew I probably should stop, but I didn't. So if you're that person, don't be that person. Please, do not. It's not worth it. When you know you should stop, please stop. Don't keep going. Don't push your limits, especially if it's going to harm you. That's in anything. Alright? So, please, heed my warning, heed my advice. Please. Like, I'm literally begging you. Because I actually care. I wouldn't be doing this long video if I didn't care. Okay? I wouldn't be out here in nature with the freaking wind and it being so cold out here and my nose kind of running. I wouldn't be here doing this video if I didn't care. Okay? So, I'm sending this message to you, the people watching, with much love. Stop while you're ahead, make good choices. Get out in nature at least. See what happens. See what you can, what else you might feel, what else, how you might think differently. Because you will. I'm pretty sure you will. It's just a different vibe out here. It's a different vibe out here than when you're in the city and just surrounded by constant distractions. Get out in nature. Try it. At least once. A couple times, maybe. You might like it. You know? Even people that hate the outdoors. Find a time when the weather is nice. At the very least. Find somewhere where it's comfortable. Or just take a step outside, you know? We're always closed up in buildings all the time. Work, school, the house, sleeping. We're always inside. So just at least take a step outside. Be near some trees, some grass, some nature, and just see what happens. Thank you for watching if you've watched this far. I really appreciate it. It means so much to me. Like, genuinely. I'm not even joking. It means so much to me if you've listened this far. Because it means in some way, shape, or form that you care as well. And you want to get better. And I want you to get better. And I want to get better myself. I'm still working on myself, like everybody else in this world. I'm not perfect. Nor will I ever be. But I'm striving to be my best self. As good as I can be. Okay? So, that being said, please make good decisions.